Nonito Donair's doctor,
Yes, I am.
and he says he's in pretty good shape.
Oh, he's in great shape. He's in fantastic shape. He's the hardest training athlete I've ever known.
What was your prediction for the fight?
What was my prediction?
Yes.
I'd second round because he told me in December.
All right.
He told me he was going to knock him out in the second round. In fact, the people that were there, a lot of them came to the fight and bet the second round, and he did it. He accomplished it.
And a lot of people happy in Las Vegas.
Oh, yes, definitely. Nonito, like I said, is a very special person. He's a true person. He doesn't have any, he's not pretentious. What you see is what you get. He's one of the few boxers in this sport that really is a true human being and really honors the sport. And he maintains the tradition of the sport. There's a lot of fighters, young fighters today that they just forget about the old guys, the older fighters, and how hard they train, how hard they prepared. And Nonito brings that back. The champ brings that back. He has that kind of attitude toward the sport, and he respects and honors those from the past as well as those in the present. He's the most. I mean, he's the most focused athlete I've ever met in my life, and also, like I said, one of the nicest. I've seen some others that are not like him.
What other athletes have you worked with?
I've worked with some baseball players, some football players, and a few other boxers. And once they reach the pinnacle of sort of the mountain of what their goals are achieved, it sometimes gets in their head. They begin to forget where they come from. They begin to forget how hard they had to work and so forth, and they begin to take things for granted, and they think they're entitled. And Nonito is not in any way that type of person. He basically owes everything to all the people that support him. He loves his fans. He loves his country. And he is very good to all of us who want to help him. I mean, it's not just we don't do this just because he's it's something that he's like a patient of mine. It's more like he's a friend and also like almost like a son. And your heart goes out to him. You want to do whatever you can. I mean, I will do anything for him, and I know he'd do anything for me. And there's not too many people like that. But his faith to the traditions and the respect he has for the sport of boxing is very rare in boxers today.
Before you and him connected, anything he was liking?
This is funny because the only thing I told him was when he gets somebody in trouble, I said you have to start thinking like I'm Italian, Antonini, I'm Italian. I said you got to think of like the old Italian fighters. I said, we used to talk about the old fighters. He likes to talk about the history of boxing. And my father was actually a fight doctor himself. And he would always tell me and talk about how when the Italian fighters had somebody in trouble, they finished them. They didn't worry about it. So I said, when you start getting in trouble, you got to combine both Filipino power and Italian power and finish those guys. And he did that. He did that, definitely. He's doing that now. Otherwise, he's right now he's ranked the third per pound best boxer in the world, and as his career goes on, I think at some point he could be on the top of the hill. He could be the number one. He's got incredible talent. Very rare do you see someone with speed and power in both hands like he has. Very rare, and the boxing skill. He's amazing.
Where do you see his future?
Oh, I think he will continue to move up. I think it's going to be a lot easy. It's going to be very easy for him to move up in weight, and I think he will just get he'll get stronger, and he will continue to maintain his speed and his power. So I can see him fighting at 122, 126. I can even see him going up to even higher weights and being very successful. I think right now, I think the punch that he knocked Montiel out probably would have knocked out a heavyweight. I mean, he could basically his future is unlimited, and I mean it's amazing like Bob Arum said yesterday at the press conference, it's amazing to have two fighters come from the same village in the Philippines and basically have his mentor, Manny Pacquiao. He's following the same path. And I could see him at some point in time achieving similar accomplishments as Manny, and maybe even passing Manny. I really do. I could see him going beyond Manny because of the fact that, I think Manny's a great fighter, but his focus and his training techniques and his energy and concentration toward preparing for each fight and his confidence level, I've never seen it in any other athlete in my life. It's amazing.
Being a doctor, what do you think happened to Montiel after the punch? He seemed to kind of
I think
a concussion or what?
Oh yes, I think what happened there was that he hit him with a very, very hard left hook, and it hit him on the side of the side of the head. And I think when he got knocked down, you saw his body twitch, and that's sort of like the brain
disconnecting.
Disconnect. Yeah, it moves inside. And for a minute there, it spasms. The whole brain discharges because it's injured. It's not injured, and I'm not talking about like any kind of major, but it's a concussion. So he had a severe concussion. I've recently heard that he had a fracture in his jaw and might have even broken the zygomatic bone. I'm not sure if that's true. It's a bone right here, and that's a major. Those are significant injuries which can be surgically repaired. I'm sure he's going to have some surgery to repair them. The concussion will probably be something that he'll have to deal with in effects for several weeks. But I think he's going to be fine. It's something that he'll recover from. But it's definitely concussions are something that are extremely serious in any sport, football, boxing, any sport. And I think he has to be watched over the next several weeks or even months and see how he progresses. And if he recovers normally, and I'm sure neurologists will be involved in his care. At some point, I'm sure he'll be able to get back in the ring, but it's going to have to be a very, very, very significant follow-up and significant re-examination of his status, because that was quite a punch and quite a blow. I haven't seen a left hook like that since Rocky Marciano knocked out Jersey Joe Wilcock.
That was a good left
for the
hook.
heavyweight championship. It was incredible. It was amazing. Speed and power, man. You can't defend it. It's amazing.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.